Hi, friends. Father Kerry here, pastor of Holy Spirit American National Catholic Church, and this is another Holy Spirit moment. This one on a very serious topic, the wearing of face masks during this corona pandemic. If you are like me, you have noticed an increased number of commercially available face masks on the market. You can find them online everywhere. Face masks that are sold to common citizens like you and me, even though there is still a critical shortage of PPE for medical personnel who are battling the coronavirus on the front lines. The influx of these commercially available face masks, I suppose, is just another indication that a capitalist market will find a niche for itself regardless of the circumstances. Now, many of these masks that are being commercially sold have images on them. Sometimes the images are patriotic, like the American flag. At other times, they tend to be cartoonish or fun. And some of the masks, I've noticed, carry the image of sheep. Most of those who do carry the image of sheep do so in a funny or whimsical kind of way. But there are at least two masks currently on the market carrying an image of a sheep, which I think are not at all intended to be whimsical or funny or cute or heartwarming. These masks, on the contrary, seem to be offered as resistance banners. That is, banners against the wearing of face masks. They are ironic protests. The message is clear. People who wear face masks in this day and age are sheep-like. They are stupid and witless. They are cowardly. They are easily frightened by their own shadows, and they are easily led around by the nose. This attitude is becoming more and more prevalent in the country. We see it everywhere, from anti-mask rallies, which are populated by beefy fellows wearing camouflage and carrying assault-style weapons, to individuals with huge banners comparing the wearing of face masks with Nazi oppression in the 1930s and early 40s. But it's not just these people at anti-mask rallies that are picking up on the claim that wearing a mask is somehow an indication of sheep-like cowardice or sheep-like stupidity. No less a person than R.R. Reno, a Yale PhD, a former theology professor, and the current editor of the conservative Christian magazine First Things, recently tweeted that to wear a mask is a sign of cowardice, that masks are emblems of a culture of fear. Reno was apparently shocked by the negative responses from his fellow Christians he got from these tweets. He apologized and deleted them. One wonders if his contrition is genuine or not. The point is that there is widespread resistance to wearing masks, and the general objection is that it somehow infringes on our liberty rights, or it somehow risks our dignity as rugged individuals. It threatens our autonomy as individuals. Or, even more perniciously, the objection is that the coronavirus is a hoax, that it has been blown out of proportion by organizations and people whose interest it is to somehow cow the American public into a strange sort of submissiveness. And the likely culprits for this conspiracy range from the CDC to Dr. Anthony Fauci to that shadowy cabal, the deep state, members of which wish to create a one world order. It's madness. And it's not just madness. If you are a Christian and refuse to wear a mask, you are immoral. There's just no other way to put it. Masks are worn not only to protect the wearer, but more importantly, to protect the people whom the mask wearer comes into contact with. We know how easily the coronavirus is spread through respiratory output. Wearing a mask minimizes the risk that the mask wearer poses to other people. It is a fundamental, foundational principle in Christian morality to be concerned for the common good. You and I, in the eyes of God, are one another's sisters and brothers. And consequently, we are not allowed to put our own welfare, our own self-interest ahead of the common good. That doesn't necessarily mean that we have to make great sacrifices. Wearing a face mask is not a great sacrifice. It does mean, however, that we should act as the Lord asks us to in loving our neighbors as we love ourselves. That's the first point. Refusing to wear a mask if you are a Christian violates one of the fundamental cardinals of Christian morality. And here's another point. You and I, if we are Christians, are sheep. The Lord is the good shepherd, and we are his flock. And the sheep listen to the master's voice, the good shepherd's voice, and obey his commands. And what are some of those commands? You know them as well as I do. I've already mentioned one, love your neighbor as yourself. Forgive. Show compassion. Be patient with the weaknesses of others. Don't judge people. It is not a witless, stupid, easily led around by the nose person, a sheep who is capable of obeying those commands. To love others as we love ourselves, to show compassion and mercy and patience and forgiveness. All of that calls for great strength of character. All of that calls for great self-discipline. All of that demands not a sheep-like personality, but a Lion of Judah-like personality. My fellow Christians, if you are not wearing a face mask, for whatever reason, you are putting others at risk and you are violating the principle of the common good, which is one of the foundational principles of Christianity, and you are not accepting the commands of the Lord to be flock and to listen to and obey the commands of the good shepherd. You are being, in short, wolves. And wolves, my friends, are predators. Wolves seek prey. The moment you take that mask off and go out in public, you are a wolf howling at the moon and searching for prey, whether you admit it or not. So I ask you, my fellow Christians, put it on and wear it. I'm Father Kerry Walters, and this has been another Holy Spirit moment.